We need to begin to do chest compressions, keep the sky alive, keep the oxygen going to the brain.
This half hour on Good Morning Suncoast, new developments overnight on the fatal bridge collapse in Miami.
I'm live behind Sarasota Military Academy on Lemon Avenue, where there's a constant battle between students and cars in this roadway. I have a live report with what that hazard could possibly be and how that issue can be resolved.
And this morning, the special counsel has issued subpoenas to members of the Trump family business. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
Good morning, early risers. It is Friday, March 16th. I'm Ray Collins. Stephanie Webb is off today, a little under the weather, but John Scalzi is on top of the weather, as he often is, scooting back and forth. Good morning, John.
Good morning. Kind of cool out there this morning. You need to move around to get the blood going, I think, this morning. We're looking at a temperature out there at about 44 degrees in Sarasota, 42 in Bradenton, 42 in Parrish, 48 in Venice. Inland temperatures even a little bit cooler, 43 degrees in Wauchula, Mayaca City. I'm sure Becky in Mayaca will be calling in with an even chillier temperature this morning. We're looking at a lot of clear sky across the area. It's leading to a beautiful starry sky out there this morning and no rain in the forecast for you. We'll have a lot of sunshine though, and that'll help bump up our temperatures to about the 71-degree mark today, so a little bit warmer than yesterday, and tomorrow will be a little bit warmer than today. That trend will go on right straight through probably Monday of next week when the next cold front arrives, and we'll talk about that coming up in a few. Ray?
All right, talk to you soon about that, John. Let's check the roads right now. First alert, traffic showing some buildup there on State Road 70 off the interstate, also 301 towards Sarasota County. Checking farther south now into the northern half of Sarasota, not too much to report. University does have some buildup there. The eastbound lane around Whitfield. There's also an issue down there on Swift Road at the base of your screen. We'll click on that and find out more about that situation. Or not. We'll go to the final map to the south and find out that there's Swift Road roadblock from Austin Street to Fort Worth Street. Very residential right there, so be aware of that situation. And then South County all clear now at 6:02 on your Friday morning. New developments in that Miami bridge disaster. Police have confirmed overnight that now at least 6 people have been killed after a new bridge came crashing down onto the highway. There are reports that the cables had loosened and were being tightened at the time. Overnight, rescue crews frantically worked to get to those still trapped. 1,000-ton bridge. Both the architect and the Miami construction firm who built the bridge say they are stunned and will fully cooperate with the investigation. As we receive more information, we'll have it for you right here on ABC7 and also on our website, mysuncoast.com. And also on our app. You can find that at WWSB or at MySuncoast. Well, if you drive down Lemon Avenue near 10th during the school year, you may have noticed it. Students crossing back and forth. There's no crosswalk. There's no school zone. Oftentimes drivers are caught unaware. Let's go live to that scene right now on Lemon where Marla Spence has details of this daily battle during the school year. Marla?
Yeah, Ray, a big concern for students as well as school officials. For Sarasota Military Academy, take a look. This is footage of what happens on a daily basis on Lemon Avenue as students cross the middle of the road to get to their classes or their cars in a leased lot. We spoke to the city of Sarasota's city engineer, and she tells us she does not mind working with the school district or Sarasota Military Academy to come up with a solution. We also spoke to Sarasota Military Academy's head of school, and she tells us she's aware of the hazard. She says she has staff on hand to watch students as they cross the street daily, and she says in the past they thought of putting their own signs out to make sure student safety is ensured.
Never pay attention to us, and if they never slow down and they just zoom right past us.
And they don't like to stop either because it's like an inconvenience for them to let the kids cross. They got somewhere to be, so they don't want to stop. So they see us coming, they'll floor it, speed by, try to get ahead of us.
And you just heard from some students who were complaining about the cars passing by. What the head of the school, Colonel Christina Bowman, tells us is that they actually thought about putting their own signs out here, but this lot right across the street from Sarasota Military Academy is leased to them by the Housing Authority, something that could possibly come to an end soon. But in the meantime, there's talks between the city of Sarasota and the school to possibly put more signs out here. We spoke to the city engineer, and she says there are options to putting signs out here, which could be a crosswalk. But in order to do that, the city has to analyze whether there's enough pedestrians walking by, as well as the volume of cars in this area. And they would also have to specify an exact location of where that crosswalk would have to be, instead of students just simply walking in the middle of the road. She said the best bet for this would actually be a school zone sign and flashers, which can have those students to walk across in the middle of the street. She says in order for that to move forward, the school and the school district must first submit a request for that school zone. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Marla, thank you. New this morning, Special Counsel Robert Mueller has subpoenaed members of the Trump Organization now for Russia-related documents. The attorney for the Trump Organization says they will cooperate with the Special Counsel's request.
Mr. President?
It looks like it. I spoke with the Prime Minister, and we are in deep discussions. A very sad situation. It certainly looks like the Russians were behind it. Something that should never, ever happen.
And for the first time, the Trump administration has hit Russia with sanctions for the election meddling. Back in this area, Sarasota County voters will decide this fall whether to approve tens of millions of dollars to extend the Legacy Trail into downtown Sarasota. County commissioners recently approved a bond referendum for voters to consider. The Legacy Trail currently runs from Venice all the way up to Clark Road. The county purchased almost 2 miles of railroad corridor in December for almost $8 million as the beginning of that extension project. But to get all the way to Payne Park, voters have to approve bonds for $65 million. The Legacy Trail attracts over 200,000 walkers and bikers and runners every year.
We used it 2 years ago, and we're back again because we enjoyed it so much.
Preserves the wildlife and the area around it, and great exercise for us baby boomers all looking to move to Florida.
Again, that referendum is on the 6th of November during the general election. And speaking of voting, a reminder, early voting ends tomorrow for the March 20th election in Manatee and Sarasota counties. The elections include the school district ad valorem millage in both counties. Some voters will also be asked about the Holiday Park and Recreation District and also the town of Longboat Key general election. So today and tomorrow you can cast ballots at any of the 3 election offices in Sarasota, Venice, or Northport. And in Manatee County, the 2 early voting spots are the Elections Office in downtown Bradenton and also Longboat Key Town Hall. Election day itself is this Tuesday. Happening today, Governor Scott will release the state's 2017 tourism numbers. They're expected to show just how much tourism was impacted by Hurricane Irma back in September. The governor was set to announce the numbers back in mid-February, but that was put off by the shooting in Broward County at the school there. Florida attracted a record 112 million visitors in 2016. Sarasota County is adding evening and weekend flood zone workshops. The workshops educate residents, lenders, and insurance and real estate agents about flood risk, zones, maps, regulations, and mandatory insurance purchase requirements. It's happening tomorrow at the Jacaranda Library in Venice at 10:15 until noon. No registration is required. And this is a live picture of Fruitville in front of the Sarasota Fairgrounds. Today, the fair begins for the 82nd year. We'll have details of tickets later on in the hour. Still ahead in Good Morning Suncoast, first alert traffic, and a bald eagle takes a fisherman by surprise, and it's all caught on videotape. We'll have that amazing video when we come back. But first, switching gears, this is a live picture from Miami where the bridge collapsed yesterday, killing now at least 6 people, new number as of last hour. Brand new bridge collapsed on drivers, 6 were killed, 10 injured, and others are still missing. Very tragic story there we're on top of throughout the morning here on Good Morning Suncoast, and also, I'm sure, lead story in Good Morning America as well. But first, a local weather situation. Here's meteorologist John Scalzi.
So just an update on your red tide reports. We're looking at high amounts of red tide in the waters from about Minnesota Beach southward. And the trajectory for these by computer models is to kind of skirt the coast before moving out to sea as we head into the weekend. I should say just offshore as we head into the weekend. If you are headed to the beach today, well, it looks like it'll be a pretty nice one. Just watch for some of these flags because of some of the irritants that might be in the air. Forecast for today calls for beautiful weather. Daytime highs will top out mild, coming in around 68 at the beaches, with sunny and sea breeze conditions developing in the afternoon. UV index high at 10. Complete forecast in a minute.
A promise was made. A promise that hit the beaches of Normandy. A vow that captured Iwo Jima. A contract that weathered Tet. A pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq. An IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Every week on Animal Outtakes, it's a new animal adventure.
Part of the training is for us to learn how to read our dog.
What goes into the training of search and rescue dogs? We'll see their noses in action. Join us this week on ABC 7.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Our overall experience working with California Closets was phenomenal.
Calm, reassuring.
Through happenstance, we ended up paired with our designer, Jen. She was someone who not only was patient, someone who was professional. She's become extended family.
She had great insight to help direct me towards those things that could make our dreams come true.
We are the Greens, and this is our California Closet story.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with a family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, fishing, or biking and hiking. Or play the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy the flavors of the Black Belt. Book your adventure at our lodges or stay in the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Air temperature coming in right now at 44 degrees, so it's gone up just a little bit from our low of about 41 or 2, so that's nice. We're on the way to some warmer temperatures thanks to an easterly wind. That easterly wind will be with us right straight through the weekend, and that's going to cause that warming trend to carry on, bringing our daytime temperatures up as well. Now, this is still dry air with a dew point of 40, But the good news is the dry air not only cools effectively, so we have chilly morning temperatures, but it also warms effectively as well. So our temperature will rise steadily with the daytime heating and get us up to about 71 degrees today by 3 p.m. So it'll be a nice, sunny, warmish afternoon. I say warmish because we're on our way to even warmer temperatures this weekend. But then after the sun sets, the temperature also tonight will cool pretty effectively, and I think it'll be kind of a brisk, we'll call it, brisk evening, and temperatures in the 60s as we head into 7 p.m. And overnight lows will be in the 40s, I think, again tomorrow morning, but probably a little bit warmer than this morning, maybe even some 50s around. So as we head into the next several days, here's what's going to be happening. We got some double barrel low pressure areas back to the west and a big ridge of high pressure sitting over the state of Florida. Now that high pressure ridge is going to move toward the east, and as it does that, the winds around it are going to come at us from the east. And that's going to transport moisture from the Atlantic into our area and help keep those nighttime lows a little warmer. It'll also keep our daytime highs a little warmer as well as we transport air over land. So the warm-up continues over the weekend. Then as we head into next week, those double barrel low pressure areas back to the west kind of coalesce into one cold front that will eventually work its way through here on Tuesday. It'll be accompanied by a chance of rainfall and again some slightly cooler air as we head into midweek next week. So this temperature roller coaster will continue for the first week of spring. Warmer weekend, dry till next week. Then next week we'll factor in that chance of showers. Cold front will be on the way, bringing us those rain showers and some cooler temps. Over the weekend, plenty of sunshine, maybe a few fair weather clouds blowing in from the low pressure areas that'll be riding to the north through the deep south with little impact on us. Then as we head into midweek next week, one of those low pressure areas develops that cold front that comes through our area with about a 50 to 60% chance of rain showers, maybe even a thunderstorm or two possible. That'll come our way late Tuesday, and by Wednesday, that front will be to our south, high pressure will build in, and some cooler temperatures will follow. Forecast looks like this for boaters. Nice north wind coming in at about 5 to 10. Very pleasant conditions. Light chop on your bay and inland waters, 2-foot seas. Can't beat that. Then as you head into the weekend, temperatures will continue to climb. St. Patty's Day, 75 degrees it'll be. And then as we head into Sunday, 77, nighttime lows warmer in the 60s. Then as we head into Monday, that 20% chance of a late shower followed by a thunderstorm possibly on Tuesday, and then some cooler temps. Ray?
Thank you, John McScalzi. Wonderful attempt there at the Irish accent. There's the first alert traffic right now as you awaken on this Friday morning. Not too much to report right now in Manatee County. Checking farther south now into the northern half of Sarasota. Some buildup there on University Parkway as you head toward Honoré and toward the mall there. Otherwise, an ongoing issue there to the upper left corner of your screen on Swift Road. Some problems there. Be aware of that little icon. And then farther south, mostly clear at 617 on your Friday morning. Consumer news, tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day, and all the green beer and those Kiss Me I'm Irish shirts are going to cost you this year. The luck of the Irish is going to generate some green. Make no mistake, this year the National Retail Federation says Americans plan to spend almost $6 billion, that is $6 billion almost, on St. Patrick's Day festivities. Most of that goes toward food and drink, more drink, green beer, pints of Guinness. People are also getting their green gear in the form of clothes and candy and decorations. Look at this amazing video now from an ice fisherman in Vermont where a bald eagle made a surprise swoop and took his catch. The man usually fishes in this area, and so the eagle has taken some fish from the catch pile before, but he never caught it on camera until this time. Love to hear from you. We update our Facebook pages every day, so when you get a chance, stop by and peek at our respective pages. You can see mine and upload daily content. Had some pictures recently from the Orioles game, also some pictures of our guest who you'll meet in a few minutes here, Joanna Ford. We're also on Instagram as well, so check it out when you get a chance. Speaking of Joanna Ford, she's a rising star. She's in our studio there on the left. She is here to talk about her debut this weekend at the West Coast Black Theater Troupe, filling in for Melba Moore. But first, here's Marla.
I'm live behind Sarasota Military Academy on Lemon Avenue, where there's a constant battle between students and cars causing student hazards for this area. Coming up at 6:30, I'm going to be telling you what exactly that hazard is and how it could possibly be resolved.
But first, back to South Florida, where that bridge collapse is now. The death toll has risen to 6. Brand new bridge right there at Florida International University. Drivers caught in the wreckage, 6 killed, at least 10 injured. Recovery efforts are still underway. This is a live picture right now from Miami. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast.
My name is Stephen Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured in an accident, whether or not it's your fault, your insurance company might be responsible for some of your expenses. So give us a call. We've got your back.
So Matt told me to meet him at 7 a.m. sharp right here. It is now 7:01 a.m. You think Matt would leave without me? Hey, is Matt here?
Long con.
Long gone.
Just missed him.
Just missed him.
All done.
Mr. Sparky guarantees they're on time and the repair is free, so chop chop.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Matt, you started without me.
I finished without you too.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Alex Karras Lincoln's 40th anniversary sale. Drive a brand new 2018 Lincoln MKC for $279 per month or the Lincoln MKZ for $299 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, where our mission statement is consistent commitment. Every client, every time. Located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Everything all right?
Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
Get all the local information you need before you leave home in the morning. Watch Good Morning Suncoast weekdays on ABC 7 to get breaking news, plus first alert weather and traffic focused on where you live. ABC 7, we're here for you.
Welcome back. There's a show this month at the West Coast Black Theater Troupe called Lady Day at Emerson Bar and Grill. Lady Day was Billie Holiday. It's a tribute to Billie Holiday, starring Melba Moore here in Sarasota. All tickets are sold out. This weekend, Joanna Ford will be filling in for Melba Moore. Here's a glimpse of Joanna in a recent performance. Watch this. How does it feel watching that?
Oh my goodness! It's like that's me. That's
me. You live in New York. You come down here and perform at West Coast Black Theater Troupe. People love having you here.
Yeah.
Now, last time we had you on the show, you said you'd be filling in for Melba Moore, and now it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's going on all this month, and then this Sunday, you've got your chance to finally do it. You're the understudy, and this is your big shot. What's it been like to be working around the Broadway legend Melba Moore?
Oh my goodness. Number one, she's so sweet.
Yeah.
She's very calm, but she has this voice.
Yeah.
I mean, she could still do Pearly.
Really?
Because she has those long notes and she sings long in her phrases. I mean, she takes one breath where I would have taken at least 2. So she's phenomenal.
Have you picked up some ideas then? Because you're a pro already, but you've learned some more from her?
I think so. Definitely, definitely. A lot.
Now, how do you feel about Sunday? You've got some tickets available, so folks still have a chance to come out and watch you do this. You've got a great backup trio. I saw the show last Sunday.
Right.
Great musicians.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So Levi, James, and Kenny, just pros. And Levi, he's from New York, and he's played with Ashford and Simpson. He's been on tour with so many people, and he's just phenomenal. So it's definitely great working with people like him.
Okay,
definitely.
it's about the final shows of Billie Holiday in 1959 in South Philadelphia.
Yes.
If you want to see it, the information is now going to be on your screen. It's at the West Coast Black Theater Troupe, Sunday, 8 p.m. That's at 10th and Orange. You can call 366-1505. So break a leg on Sunday. We'll all be pulling for you.
Thank you so much, Ray.
Great to have you back here again.
Thank you.
All right, Joanna Ford, a rising star who's right now performing in Sarasota. Right now it's 6:25 on this Friday morning. Snapchat is offering apologies now for an ad that was blasted by Rihanna. ABC's Lindsay Davis has a look at the harsh criticism and the social media company's apology.
In this morning's GMA First Look, singer Rihanna has a few choice words for Snapchat after the popular app featured an advertisement for a mobile video game called Would You Rather, asking users if they would rather slap Rihanna or punch Chris Brown. Many on social media accuse the ad of being tone deaf in light of the domestic violence incident between Rihanna and her former boyfriend Chris Brown. The Would You Rather ad was removed, and while the game developers are not affiliated with Snapchat, Snapchat released an apology saying, "We are so sorry we made the terrible mistake of allowing it through our review process. We are investigating how that happened so that we can make sure it never happens again." But the pop star isn't buying it and posted this message on Instagram Thursday. "Now Snapchat, I know you already know you ain't my fave app out there. I'd love to call it ignorance, but I know you ain't that dumb." We'll have more on the Snapchat backlash coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Lindsay Davis, ABC News, New York.
Moms have their own way to test things. What about baby soap? This paper represents proteins in your baby's skin. Only Baby Dove with our 1/4 moisturizing cream leaves baby skin more nourished with every bath.
Stressful days can lead to sleepless nights, making you feel helpless. Take control of your sleep with Unisom sleep tabs. You fall asleep 33% faster and wake up recharged. With all the benefits of a good night's rest, take control of your sleep with Unisom.
Oh, dishwasher, why don't you dry my dishes?
Oh, he doesn't know any better. You just need to add Finish Jet Dry in the rinse aid compartment. It's there for a reason. It dries much better than detergent alone.
Sorry, dishwasher.
Finish Jet Dry for drier, shinier dishes.
For all the noses that stuff up around pets, there's Flonase Sensimist. It relieves all your worst symptoms, including nasal congestion, which most pills don't, and all from a gentle mist you can barely feel. Flonase Sensimist.
Car experts and customers agree. There's a lot to love about a new Subaru. Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's 2017 most trusted brand, best overall brand, and lowest 5-year cost to own. And Subaru Outback is an IIHS top safety pick for 10 years running. Now lease the most fuel-efficient vehicle in its class, a new Subaru Outback for just $239 a month. Or get 0% financing with 0 down during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
You are the best protection she has. Buddy up. I'm Jill Harrington. Please visit helpsavethenextgirl.com and get involved.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at nationalguard.com.
Want the latest weather and traffic conditions wherever you go? Introducing ABC7's revolutionary new First Alert weather app. With our state-of-the-art new weather app, you get up-to-the-minute weather alerts, interactive radar maps, current conditions, 10-day forecasts, real-time traffic maps, and weather video from ABC7, all at your fingertips. And it's free. Just search Suncoast WX in the App Store and download onto all your devices today. Sponsored by Mr. Sparky. Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC7 shows on your streaming device.
This bridge was about goodness, not sadness. Now we're feeling immense sadness.
This half hour on Good Morning Suncoast, new developments overnight in the Miami bridge collapse at Florida International University. Marla?
I'm live behind Sarasota Military Academy on Lemon Avenue, where there's oftentimes a battle between students and cars in this area, causing hazards for students. What that hazard is and how it can be resolved is straight ahead. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
Good morning. It is Friday morning. We have made it to Friday. Well, most of us have. Stephanie Webb is a little under the weather today. I'm Ray Collins. Glad to have you with us. It is 6:31, off to another chilly start with a warm-up later in the day. A real pattern this week, John. Chilly and then warmer.
Absolutely, and that's because of the dry air that's in place. And starting today, this easterly wind flow is going to start moderating that dry air just a little bit, so that I think it'll be a little bit more comfortable for a lot of people who are heating their homes. We'll have a daytime high temperature today that'll top out, well, almost, I'd say 25, 28 degrees warmer than we are right now. So a big temperature change from morning to afternoon. 42 right now in Bradenton, 44 in Sarasota, 42 in Mayaca City. It's chilly out there. But as we head into the afternoon, the clear skies, the dry air will allow for a daytime heating that'll carry us up to about 71 degrees for a daytime high. Over the weekend, we continue to warm, and we'll talk about that coming up in a few. Right.
All right, talk to you soon. Checking First Alert traffic right now. Nothing major to report so far today in Manatee County. Let's go farther south now to the upper half of Sarasota County. We'll see the only blip there is at the very base of your screen. Now that is on Swift Road. We'll click on that and find out it's between a couple of streets. It's causing an ongoing issue on a very suburban area between Austin Street to Fort Worth Street. Be aware of that. It's right by Riverview High School, and classes are in session today. Let's check farther south now on the map. One little blip there, 41 southbound as you pass by Tarpon Point around Northport. 6:32 right now. This is a live picture from Miami. A tragic scene indeed. A bridge collapsed yesterday at Florida International University. A brand new bridge. The death toll is now up to 6. 10 others injured. There are reports that the cables had loosened and were being tightened at the time. ABC's Maggie Rulli has the devastating details from South Florida.
Oh my God! There's 2 cars under there!
Overnight, rescue crews frantically worked to get to those still trapped underneath the weight of this nearly 1,000-ton bridge.
There's blood everywhere.
Bringing in search and rescue dogs and heavy equipment, many first responders fighting to keep victims alive.
We need to begin to do chest compressions, keep this guy alive, keep the oxygen going to the brain.
The bridge was meant to be a beacon of collaboration and hope, connecting students at Florida International University to nearby Sweetwater.
This bridge was about goodness, not sadness. Now we're feeling immense sadness.
Heralded as a feat of engineering, the school posting this video of the bridge going up in just hours this past weekend. Using accelerated bridge construction, the entire piece of bridge was rotated over the 8-lane highway in the largest use of this relatively new technology. Authorities say they were conducting a stress test on the bridge Thursday morning, and Florida Senator Marco Rubio tweets that the bridge collapsed when the cables were being tightened.
Part of this project is federal funding. On the families of those who have been hurt and who lost their lives deserve to know what went wrong.
The state's top leaders all calling for a full and thorough investigation.
And again, if anybody's done anything wrong, we'll hold them accountable.
Since 2010, more than 800 of these instant bridges have been constructed, and they're supposed to be a safer way to build. Now a 15-person NTSB team is here on the scene, working to figure out if this tragedy was caused by a design flaw or construction error. Maggie Bruley, ABC News, Miami, Florida.
The engineering company that designed that pedestrian bridge, FIG Engineering, also held the design for the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. That, according to FIG's website and portfolio. FIG and Muller engineers designed the main span and high-level approach spans of the new bridge that was built back in the mid-1980s. Our sister station, WTXL in Tallahassee, reached out to the company, FIG Engineering Group, who is headquartered in Tallahassee. They released a statement in part saying they are stunned by the collapse of the pedestrian bridge, and their deepest sympathies are with all those affected by the accident, and they will fully cooperate with every appropriate authority in reviewing what happened and why. All right, 6:35 right now. If you drive down Lemon Avenue in Sarasota near 10th during the school year, you may have witnessed a daily situation between students and drivers around the Sarasota Military Academy. Students cross from a parking lot to the school grounds and back. In the middle of the block, there's no crossing there. There's no school zone there. Our Marla Spence is there with details of this ongoing issue. Marla?
Yeah, Ray, this is an issue that's been made well aware to the city of Sarasota as of yesterday. The city engineer says she does not mind working with Sarasota Military Academy to ensure student safety by putting out some type of signage out here to alert drivers that there are students crossing from one side to the other side of this street on Lemon Avenue. Take a look. This is footage of what drivers and also students face on a near daily basis. Students cross from behind Sarasota Military Academy to an open lot that's been leased to the school by the Housing Authority for at least 9 years. The issue of students and cars on Lemon Avenue could resolve itself because there are plans to possibly put affordable housing in the lot that's leased to the school. In the meantime, before that happens, the head of the school, Colonel Christina Bowman, tells us she wished there were signs out here to make sure her students are safe.
That the property belongs to the city, and that's not our property, so we don't have the right to place any signage or place any crossing across the street for our cadets.
Okay, city engineer Alex Davis Shaw tells us placing flashers and also school zone signs are very attainable for this area. She says in order to do that, a request has to be made known from the school and also the school district that they in fact do want this in the area. And also, if the leased lot if affordable housing is placed in that lot, then that could also bring up questions on where students will park and also where classes will be relocated. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Marla, thank you. On to world news. New developments. The Pentagon says a military helicopter crashed in Iraq yesterday, and they say the copter had 7 people on board. They died. It crashed in western Iraq near the border with Syria. Rescue teams were on the scene of the accident within an hour. The cause of the crash has not yet been confirmed. Since helicopters like these fly in pairs, officials will be looking to the other crew to find out more about what happened. This comes one day after 2 naval aviators were killed after a crash off the coast of Key West in Florida just on Wednesday evening. Back in this area, after a month-long undercover investigation, detectives have arrested a Bradenton man for allegedly selling cocaine. In a so-called buy bust, detectives ordered the drugs from the Bradenton man. His name, they say, is Jean Marcin. There he is. The two arranged to meet at 18th Street West in Bradenton. When the meeting happened, detectives were able to arrest him with the sale of cocaine. More charges are pending. New details now in that deadly stabbing investigation in Northport. Police are releasing the initial report of the incident. They say the woman was getting out of her car on Wesley Avenue when a man with a knife confronted her. John Ludwig was found nearby and later died at the hospital. Police say the victim felt that Ludwig was stalking her in person and on social media, telling police that Ludwig held a knife to her throat while wearing a cover over his face. She says when he was getting in the car, they struggled with the knife, and she got it from him, stabbed him, and killed him, and was able to call 911. Very unusual twist there. Venice police say a blaze in the south is now under control. There are images captured from a couple who was at the South Venice Ferry when this happened. About 10 acres in a wooded area near Casperson Beach was overcome with lots of flames and plenty of smoke as well. Crews from Venice, Nokomis, and Sarasota County were all on hand to battle the fire. The hard part was it took 2 miles down a path to get to the fire.
When you're trying to take heavy brush vehicles or fire apparatus to that point, it became quite a task. So we took some chainsaw work and some ingenuity, and we made it.
It was very frightening because the way the wind was blowing and with the dryness of everything, we were expecting anything. It could go anywhere.
Fire officials say 1 man was sent to the hospital for smoke inhalation. 8 people were evacuated. Investigators still don't know what caused this fire. Happening today, the Taylor Community Complex in Newtown will be closed for maintenance. The popular facility will reopen on Monday at 6 a.m. During the weekend, the water supply will be turned off for repairs. That opens again on Monday on US 41, on 301 near Myrtle. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll have first alert traffic for you and new details on which Winn-Dixie stores will be closing here on the Suncoast. There is at least one. But first, the Friday forecast from John Scalzi.
So we're looking at temperatures climbing steadily from the chilly start to about 50 degrees by 9 o'clock and then up to about 71 degrees by the time we hit 3. Pollen counts are on the rise, and today we'll be transitioning to a high tree pollen content as opposed to the moderate we had yesterday, and tomorrow's forecast is even higher than today's. The commute forecast looks pretty good for you this morning. None of the inclement weather boxes are checked. As you head out the door, temperatures will be in the upper 40s. For your return home, upper 60s. Complete forecast in a sec.
I just had a very educational ride with Nina.
Did you learn anything?
Where do I begin? So all this stuff goes into a safety check.
Yep.
It's a long list.
It's important stuff.
Test the smoke detector.
Yep.
Check the breaker box.
Yep.
Meter the GFCIs.
Ground fault circuit interrupters.
Well, I knew that.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Nina, you make it look easy.
Thanks, but don't do it yourself.
Who's your guy?
My California Closets designer is a rock star. She was able to design the most beautiful space for me. When I turn the lights on, it's breathtaking. La! It's just a little slice of organized heaven. The California Closet team was so professional, so reliable. It was seriously a dream come true. My name is Jill, and this is my California Closet story.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
Get to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota for big savings during the spring sales event and shop the area's largest selection of 7-passenger vehicles. Get KBB's 2017 Best Buy Award overall winner, the Chrysler Pacifica, for just $23,999. Or get off-road capability with the comfort of an SUV in your new Jeep Compass for just $17,999. Drive away in a new Dodge Journey for as little as $16,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Here's today's job of the day. ABC 7 is seeking a news editor with a nonlinear editing background and experience with breaking news and live shots. Visit mysuncoast.com/job of the day to apply. your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Got a 44-degree air temperature, clear skies out there, beautiful starry sky, lovely night. Dew point value coming in at 40 and an east wind at 3. Dry air still in place. That dew point value of 40 is very dry. And what that means is that the air cools off quickly. It also heats up pretty quickly as well. So we'll be at about 50 degrees by the time we hit 9 o'clock. And then as we head into the afternoon, topping it out, warmer than yesterday, coming in at about 71 degrees. So it should be a very pleasant afternoon. Winds will be generally light, plenty of sunshine around, temperatures near the 70-degree mark. I mean, for my money, that's about a perfect day if you ask me. As we head into the evening, it will start to cool down pretty effectively, and we'll be into the 60s before you know it. And tonight, overnight, probably temperatures still in the 40s, a little bit warmer than we are right now, but still in the 40s, upper 40s to around the 50-degree mark across the region. So, a couple of areas of low pressure back to the west. Those two areas of low pressure are going to kind of coalesce into one area of low pressure and gradually drift in this direction. High pressure moves into the Atlantic. As that happens, we start to see the flow around that high bring us an easterly wind. And that easterly wind will transport moisture from the Atlantic into our area, keeping our nighttime temperatures a little warmer because the heat kind of acts like a heat sink, or the moisture acts like a heat sink to kind of keep that heat in during the nighttime hours. And then we'll wait for a frontal boundary to approach us on Tuesday, and that could spawn a shower or a thunderstorm even on Tuesday. And then that quickly moves by and we'll start to see some cooler temperatures once again. So kind of a temperature roller coaster ride, warming up over the weekend, cooling down middle of next week. Warmer, then dry straight through the weekend, so it'll be a beautiful weekend, no doubt about it, for outdoor activity, whatever. It's going to be gorgeous. And then a cold front that's on the way will bring us that rain shower chance, followed by some cooler temps. Watch the futurecast. Nothing in the way of inclement weather over the weekend, maybe a few fair weather clouds. That's really about it. Little areas of low pressure rumble through the deep south, but really don't impact us, except the last one, which approaches and brings that cold front this way on Tuesday, late Tuesday most likely, and then it's out of here Wednesday. The drier air filters in, and we're left with some slightly cooler temperatures to start the midweek next week and the first week of spring. Look for a north wind at about 5 knots today, boaters. A nice day for boating, just a live chop with 2-foot seas. We'll look for 72 as a high temperature today, and then tomorrow about 75 degrees. St. Patrick's Day, by the way, and on St. Patrick's Day, I think we can expect to see some pretty nice conditions out there. Temperatures will be pleasant, and we'll see daytime highs that will once again top out mild. Evening temperatures as well will be very pleasant. We'll be looking for a temperature that probably bottoms out, around 61 degrees. But during the evening hours, we'll certainly be in the low 70s, upper 60s, rain-free, nice mild evening. Plenty of sunshine around to enjoy your St. Patrick's Eve. Should be beautiful, really. Forecast is looking good on Monday as well, though it kind of clouds up just a little bit. Daytime high temperature 77 on Sunday. Monday, 20% chance of showers with those clouds late in the day. 79 degrees, again, a warm day on Monday. But then the front comes through on Tuesday, bringing a chance of rain showers and then some cooler temperatures as we head into Wednesday and Thursday. But not all that cooler. I mean, it's not going to be like the last blast of cold air that we had at the beginning of this week. Ray?
John, checking first alert traffic right now. A little blip there on 301 as you're heading down toward Bradenton through Palmetto. Otherwise, mostly clear in Manatee County. Some buildup there around Fruitville and the Bayfront. Be aware of that congestion by the Quay location there. And then there's also an issue now I want to talk to you about on Swift Road. We've got a live shot, in fact, at Swift Road. A partially blocked thing has now become much more than that. A stretch of Swift Road is closed. This is near Proctor, near Riverview High School. The north and southbound lanes of Swift are closed right now. Between Clark and Proctor, a construction vehicle hit a power pole, and there's the result. FPL crews are on the scene, and we expect the road to be reopened by 8 o'clock and no sooner. You want to avoid this area. Could cause a real problem, though, as Riverview High School is not too far, and that road is closed for now. Let's check the rest of traffic now to the south. You'll see a little slowdown there on 41 northbound as you head up toward Mineral Springs. New this morning, new information on which Winn-Dixie stores will close on the Suncoast. The parent company, Southeastern Grocers, plans to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy by the end of the month. Yesterday, the Jacksonville-based company announced it will close 94 underperforming stores, and there are 4 on the Suncoast. Here they are. One in Bradenton on 53rd Avenue West, 3 stores in Sarasota County, 17th Street, on the South Trail at Bay Vista, and also on Clark Road. There are 7 stores that will remain open, though, in our area, so 7 will still be open. The First Watch Half Marathon 10K and Relay is this Sunday morning. The race kicks off at 6:30 a.m. It begins and ends at the Van Wezel, so be aware of temporary road closures. You can get a map at our website, mysuncoast.com, so you want to plan your travel accordingly on Sunday morning for that annual fun event. And speaking of annual fun events, the 82nd annual Sarasota County Fair opens today at 2 p.m. Plenty of rides, live entertainment, a giant kiddie land, comedy shows, live animals. The Midway is at Roberts Arena. There is free parking. The fair will go on until March 25th. And today there's a deal for $20, all the rides you want to go on, one low cost. Still ahead, your day's top news headlines and our top 7 before 7, and also First Alert traffic and weather as well. Stay with us.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
All right, time for our top 7 at 7. Let's get to the forecast first from John Scalzi.
So your top weather takeaways today are that we're getting warmer this weekend. Yay, temperature will be up near the 80-degree mark by the time we hit Sunday. Also, it'll be rain-free this weekend as well, so outdoor activities will be fine. In fact, relatively low humidity by Florida standards. And then we'll wait for a cool front that'll come our way middle of next week with a chance of rain showers Tuesday into Wednesday. Daytime high today about 71. Ray?
Thank you, John. Now a live picture on our first alert traffic. There was an issue this morning, an accident against a power pole. You want to avoid Swift between Clark and Proctor. There's an issue there, the road being closed. That should be reopened about 8 o'clock this morning, so avoid that if you can. Let's go now to Sarasota and Marla Spence.
I'm live behind Sarasota Military Academy on Lemon Avenue when there's an ongoing battle between students and cars in this area as students cross the school into an open lot that's leased to the school by the Housing Authority. The issue here is the lack of school signs alerting drivers that there are students in this area.
Now to our fourth top 7, new developments in the Miami Bridge disaster. This is a live shot from Florida International University. Sadly, police have confirmed that now 6 people were killed when that bridge collapsed, 10 others injured. Number 5, Special Counsel Robert Mueller has subpoenaed members of the Trump Organization for Russian documents. The Trump Organization says they will cooperate. Happening tomorrow, a flood zone workshop at the Jacaranda Library in Venice at 10:15 till noon. No registration is required. And number 7, the parent company of Winn-Dixie plans to file Chapter 11 restructuring. 4 stores on the Suncoast will be closed in Bradenton on 53rd Avenue West, and 3 stores in Sarasota on 17th Street, on South Trail at Bay Vista, and also on Clark Road. So for some folks, they have to change where they do their grocery shopping.
Indeed, indeed. They've been a presence there for a long time.
Yep, certainly have. Have a great weekend. Good Morning America is next.